When Ron and Dana Simons joined a running program at a local women's shelter, each new step opened their eyes to a growing need in their community.
Most of them were suffering from addiction, and there was really nothing for women only in Terre Haute that would really be a recovery program, not just a homeless shelter, but really would give them the tools and give them the environment that they needed to recover from their addiction. And so we didn't think it would be us doing it, but God had different plans.
Having been a self-proclaimed workaholic, Dana felt that she could relate to the pull of addiction and wanted to help. She left her job as a CEO in the software industry and went back to school, earning a master's degree in clinical social work. When a local church was put up for sale, Ron and Dana took a leap, buying the property and officially launching the Next Step Foundation in 2011.
The church was built in 1892. It was the Washington Avenue Presbyterian Church, and it consisted of the sanctuary and then this extended building next to us, which is kind of the fellowship hall. So it has a tremendous sense of fondness in this community for this church. And we've gotten a lot of positive feedback that people are so happy to see it being used, right? So that it doesn't just become one more church that's just in disrepair and falling apart.
Aided by community volunteers and donations, the Next Step Foundation grew from one building to a 6-building complex, providing transitional housing for both men and women. Today, the residential program offers numerous education classes, life skill training like money management, and even a child care program, one of the only of its kind in the Midwest, that provides emotional healing for children of addicts. It's an approach that Dana calls holistic humanization.
When you've been living in an environment where, especially with the women, there is no self-esteem, they're living in a dope house, they are reliant upon other people, and most of our people don't have an identity. They don't know who they are. And so they get the task and the joy of figuring out who they are.
For former resident Leslie Sanders, the classes had a dramatic impact. Not only did she rediscover her identity, she also discovered a new career, becoming a certified recovery specialist, and now acts as a Next Step program director.
I had accepted that that was the way I was going to live the rest of my life. I thought that God and everyone had given up on me. I'd given up on myself. And when I heard of this place opening 3 years ago, I knew I had to come here. I knew this place could teach me tools that I needed to have lasting recovery. It's an entire life change. It's not just about coming in and passing a drug screen and going to a meeting every once in a while. It's changing your entire life.
A year after their opening, Dana saw another unique opportunity to help residents combat the ailments of addiction, a coffee ministry. With the help of volunteers, the sanctuary was transformed into a coffee shop, the Meeting Grounds, providing a community gathering space, an opportunity for residents to complete community service hours, learn vital job skills, and earn money towards civil fees. But as Dana explains, the true impact of Meeting Grounds is much deeper.
So the coffee shop was a great way for the local community to try to break the stigma of addiction. And the biggest power that I've seen is not even among the residents and their ability to transition to local community, but it's among the local community. It's among the church members that have never known an addict. It changes their perspective of what addiction is. And when they see it and experience it and understand it better, then the action becomes, I want to help. I want to be part of that.
With my alcoholism and some other things in my life, I feel different. I feel less than. And the way I've been treated here by the people here and by the people outside of here is not that I'm different or less than. They don't look at me like there's something wrong with me. They get a chance to see us as we really are. We're just people with problems that are trying to work on them. I have a family that I've never had before. I'm treated like family and I think of them as family. So it's pretty neat.
And Dana says that tackling the isolation that often results from addiction is an important part of lasting recovery. Meeting Grounds provides a chance to reconnect residents, not just with their local community, but also with their families.
I came into the Next Step Foundation about a year ago. I was incarcerated. I was caught manufacturing methamphetamines, and I've been an addict for 10 years. This is where I wanted to be because I did community service. I wanted to prove to myself, my kids, and my family that I could be a part of the community. My dad comes in here all the time and has coffee, and my kids come in here. My son, Talon, he's 8, he'll come in and he likes to sweep the floor. And then my daughter, Bailey, she likes to joke around with Ron. As a mom, it's awesome because I want my kids to have confidence in me and my abilities to raise them and to provide for them, and they can actually say, this is my mom and this is what she does, and we're proud of her.
Once they realize that they can overcome their addiction, the sky's the limit. You know, my heroine is Maya Angelou, and Maya says, we are more alike than we are unalike. And that's true about addiction. We are more alike than we are unalike. And they are courageous people. They are the most courageous people I have ever met in my life because they have to do what you and I don't do, which is look at themselves and face the demons and deal with the emotional pain that they've been numbing for so long. And so when you see that and you see them come here and hold their heads up and serve the community and be, you know, have the joy on their face and see the kids come back, there's nothing better. There's nothing better.